All right, welcome to my survival room. This is the smallest room in the house. There's only one window in this room. I can shut that door if I need to and seal up any gaps on the floor. Same thing with that closet. I heavy-duty duct taped the window shut with blankets. Polyester. I have tons of polyester blankets. I have some thick polyester blankets underneath me. I have more for backup if I need more polyester. This is all my polyester. Read the tags. They all say polyester. This room doesn't look very nice in here, but this is a polyester sleeping bag. You want to be inside a polyester sleeping bag or a good weatherproof, winterproof sleeping bag. They go all the way down to being rated to negative 40 degrees, some of these sleeping bags. Very good for you. So you want to have thick layers underneath you, and then you want to be inside a sleeping bag, and then you want to have thick layers on top of you. And this is if the power goes out. I prepared for a power outage. Thank God it didn't actually go out. So, I still have my power. So I'm just sleeping with, a few blankets. I kick them off. If you get sweaty, you definitely take some off, because sweating. If you sweat, you die, right? So you don't. In other words, that's a saying. So you don't want to sweat too much, because that can cause you to be cold, get hypothermia. So you just need to stay dry. If you stay dry, you live. If you get wet, you die. So now up here, this is the rain guard here, right? Rain fly of the tent. That's an extra layer. And then above that, this is an emergency blanket. You want to face the silver part towards your body. And what that does is it reflects your body heat back at you. And that's very, very useful. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this alone can make you about 5 to 10 degrees warmer. And then obviously you can have another one of these emergency blankets, heat reflective blankets, inside the tent. And you can sandwich them in between your wool or polyester blankets, and you will be nice and toasty. Every degree of warmth counts. If you're bundled up, if you're wearing polyester, the more polyester or wool, especially wool, you have is going to increase your survivability rate, and the warmer you'll be. It's very important to sleep on mattresses and not the bare floor. Bare floor or bare ground will suck the body heat right out of you like a vampire. Keep that in mind. Stay safe, guys. Now, this is called a microclimate. If you have somebody to share the tent with that's more body warmth, more body heat radiating through the tent, you are a heat generator. You generate body heat, all right? You just need to trap it. You need to contain it. This is a heat container. This is a heat containing system, all right? So you can't just rely on a candle. Now, candle heaters and all those, crock pot heaters or terracotta pot heaters and all that, that's fine too. You can even have that going like on a dresser next to your tent system, but don't fall asleep with it on. And I suggest having a carbon monoxide detector nearby, just to make sure there's no carbon monoxide poisoning your air. So you want to have breathability. You can close this thing all the way, but not all the way. Rather, you want to leave a little bit of an opening, some breathability. You can really run some line through these holes here and sort of just like time around. I duct tape, I could, if I wanted to, run lines down here and even just duct tape, or or tie them however you want. There's like a little loop down here you could tie paracord to and all that, tie it through. But I used duct tape to keep all this together because this tent, I was having a hard time. It's such a little bedroom, so like pitching this tent in this bedroom was a challenge, to be honest with you. But you know what? It's so cold this week. We could have put the tent away, but we decided to keep it out a few days even after the storm because it's just so cold. And we closed off other rooms in the home, like the bedroom. Sometimes I would put like towels underneath the gaps if I feel it's like really, really cold. It's a mess in here, but definitely going to clean all this up this weekend. But it's just been so cold, brutally Arctic terror attack lately. But yeah, so there's a few survival tips, for you. Altogether, this could keep you anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees warmer, up to, or maybe more depending on how layered up you are with proper clothing and how layered up you are with proper blankets and sandwiched in between them, and have a good sleeping bag burritoed, I call it, around you. Okay, and more of these, and these Mylars, right? Heat reflective blankets, one up there, one sandwiched in between your blankets to reflect as much body heat as possible. Some people even put a liner in of Mylar. They somehow, I don't know how they do it. I think they just tape it or something, but you could do it however you want. Just make sure you can breathe. Make sure you're not going to suffocate. And just keep warm. Keep warm. Keep warm. So don't let warm go away. You want to keep warm. Hold on to the warmth. Okay, that's the little survival secret. It's nothing fancy or special. There's no loud generators. This is just good old-fashioned warm keeping. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. But ultimately rest in Christ, and He will provide you a way to survive. He is the way. God bless.